I believe in one Nigeria. We can make it if we try.
I believe we have the power to rebuild a broken wall. I believe that all our fears and worries soon will all be gone. I believe that we can set a standard for Africa to see. I believe that we can serve a nation in love and unity. I believe that all our fears and worries soon will all be gone. I believe that we can set a standard for Africa to see.
Do you believe? I tell you, my brother, I believe.
Celebrations, the ceremonial of rejoicing. Colonial rule coming to an end in Africa's most populous country. This was Independence Day, the year 1960. The place, Lagos, Nigeria. These pictures tell of pride in self-determination, but there was a shadow behind the joy. Independence had been achieved despite the colonial legacy, not because of it. A legacy which now bequeathed to Nigerians a deeply divided country. It would be many years before the nation achieved true unity. This is the story of that colonial inheritance, why it paved the way for future problems, how Nigerians had fought against colonial rule, but were still not free of its imprint. That day, few could have foreseen the struggles that lay ahead, but all knew of the struggles of the past. To find out why Independence Day was just the beginning, the answers lie in Nigeria's history, the very heart of its journey to nationhood. Well before the Europeans arrived, the area that was to become Nigeria had vast resources, almost 1 million square kilometers at the heart of West Africa. From Atlantic shores to Sahara Desert, and everywhere in between, a country of varied landscapes, of wild and rich vegetation. People here were divided along tribal lines, with a history of great empires and city-states. Fulani and Hausaland in the north, Yorubaland in the west, Iboland in the east. But behind these broad divisions lay a teeming diversity of tribes and peoples, over 250 ethnic groups, hundreds of languages and dialects. Today's Nigerian culture was formed in the centuries before foreign traders came. Geography shaped its cultural diversity. In the north, the pull of Islam and sub-Saharan commerce. Structured societies under kings and emirs, providing security for their traders. Strong hierarchies, organizing all aspects of their kingdoms, regulating political life and social and economic customs. Further south and to the east, the vast Niger River Delta, with its more diverse societies, its traders traveling a multitude of waterways through thousands of tiny villages. Ruling the villages were councils of elders. There were no kings in these parts. The traders bartered with tribes in the hinterland, fish and salt against vegetables and tools. Further west, the vast centralized kingdoms of the Yoruba and Benin, kingdoms but still diverse peoples. Throughout the area that was to become Nigeria, people lived within the framework of their tribes. Traditional rulers held sway over their people. In most cases, there were no problems of succession, and that made for stable government. These were the shores to which foreign traders came. First, the Portuguese in the 16th century. but by the mid-1800s, it was the British presence that had grown the most. As trade grew by 1850, the British government was ready to intervene to secure its profitable centres of trade and carry out commerce on its own terms. In 1851, on the pretext of suppressing the slave trade in Lagos, British gunboats bombarded the city. The British deposed and expelled the king and installed their own friendly ruler. 10 years later, after continuing disorder, they were to annex the city by treaty. The British claimed the treaty was an agreement between two mutually interested parties.
I think if one looks at the treaty, and one always has certain doubts about the validity of treaties from the 19th century, but nevertheless, if you look at the treaty, you'll find that they were arguing that we must replace slave trade with legitimate trade. We must protect the Lagosians, the people of Lagos, from the slavers and the kidnappers, and we must develop this excellent site that they have, suggesting it was very much in the interest of Lagosians.
But this claim of mutual interest was an illusion. With gunboat diplomacy, the colonization of Nigeria had begun. In annexing Lagos, the British had forced their puppet ruler, Dozunmo, to cede them the city for £1,000 a year. It was now a British colony. The Foreign Office set up the deal. Many historians now believe the colonial power had participated actively in slavery before deciding to suppress it for commercial reasons.
The British came in the 19th century when they have changed their mind about the slave trade, and then they no longer considered it economic, and they were at the vanguard of the trade against slave trade. And it was then that they began to take governmental measures such as the appointment of a consul and sending armed troops to bombard Lagos and later on to annex the island of Lagos.
For the next 40 years, Britain slowly gained complete control of the area, but it was the notorious Treaty of Berlin, signed in 1885, which finally gave the British the right to develop the Niger region as their sphere of influence. The conference and the subsequent treaty were totally European creations. They had nothing to do with the hopes and wishes of African peoples. The conference carved up Africa to suit European trading interests.
After 50 years of colonial rule, Nigerians began to clamor for self-leadership. We won. But unfortunately, we have not been able to maximize our potential as a nation or fulfill our greatness because of greed and selfishness. It is my belief that as a nation, we can fight our way into maximizing the potential of this nation, but the fight must be done diplomatically, because right here on I Believe, we believe in the peaceful way. Violence does not erase violence, but peace can win over violence. If we won over the colonial masters, I believe strongly that we can win over corruption, greed, and other elements holding us ransom as a nation. People say that Nigeria is divided and our people are so diverse and so we cannot live as one. The north, the south, the east, the west are different kinds of people, so it is hard to align them together as one. I beg to disagree. Why? If you notice, when the Super Eagles are playing a football match, everyone is a lover of everyone. The Igbos, the Yorubas, the Hausas, the Edos, the Efiks, all tribes and ethnic groups are one because sport unifies us as one. But we have much more than sport that can unify us as one. We have a purpose of a great nation which we can fulfill. Let's enjoy this clip. We'll be right back.
once again. Anderson tried to grab him. Because he could have ended up with a red.
Now we're happy, we're excited. You can see everybody here, we're happy. One nation, one love, one Africa. We are united.
What a beautiful people. What a great nation. You can see how every person began to love up on each other as the Super Eagles were playing every game, even at the just concluded World Cup. It goes to show that Nigerians can be patriotic, and that's the purpose of I Believe, to raise a patriotic people who also have a knowledge of the history of the nation. And one of the ways to build or encourage patriotism is to ensure that everyone has a grasp of the national anthem, with the flags of this great nation flying about in every public space and executive offices. On this episode, our correspondent, Edafe Joy, was on the street to find out if Nigerians actually have knowledge about the history of Nigeria and if they can even sing the national anthem. We settled for the second stanza, but you'll be surprised at our findings. Enjoy this.
Second stanza?
Yeah.
Oh God of creation, direct our noble cause, guide our leaders right, help our youths the truth to know, in love and honesty. Ooh.
Thank you. That was actually good. Seriously. So we would like to see if Nigerians can sing the second stanza of the national anthem. Please, we would appreciate if you could sing the second stanza of the national anthem.
All right. O God of creation, direct our noble cause.
God of creation, direct our noble cause, guide our leaders aright, help our youth the truth to know, in love and honesty to grow, and live in just and true. Great lofty heights attend to build a nation where peace and justice shall reign.
O God of creation, direct our noble cause, guide our leaders right, help our youth the truth to know, in love and honesty to grow, and live in just and true. Great lofty heights attain to build a nation where peace and justice shall reign. Perfect! Thank you very much.
Oh God of creation, direct our noble cause, direct our leaders right, everybody that truthful know. I don't know, I'm sorry.
Oh God of creation, direct our noble cause.
Oh God of creation, direct our noble cause, that our leaders right. Ever true, are true to know, in love and honesty to grow and living just and true.
Oh God of creation, direct our noble cause, that our leaders right, our truth the truth to know, in love and honesty to grow and live in just and truth, with love to entertain, to build a nation where peace and justice shall reign.
Guide our noble cause, guide our leaders right, ever youth and truth to know, in love and honesty to go and live in just and true. Great height we might attain to build a nations where peace and justice shall win. God of creation, direct and noble course, direct our leaders right, ever use the truth to know. I'm okay.
Oh God of creation, direct our noble cause, direct our leaders right, ever you are true to know, in love and honesty to grow and live in just and truth. Great love to attain, to build a nation where peace and justice shall reign.
We've seen a whole lot of people, boy, girl, man, woman, old, young, sing the national anthem for us. You know, they actually believe in Nigeria, and I'm so grateful. They didn't disappoint me. I hope that this disappoints you. Thank you very much for staying tuned to our station. God bless you. I believe in Nigeria.
We are the future. We are the dream. We are the nation. We are part of this. Yes, we are so amazing. That's the least we shall be. At the heart of the nation, changing history. How can they say that we are finished? We have just begun. When we have nowhere else to run to, we have nowhere else to go. So get out of the way of the land of our dreams. We are the nation, we are part of this. Oh, oh. We are the nation, we are part of this. Whoa, carry the song, carry the sound.
The future is here. The future is here.
Goodbye yesterday, tomorrow is now for the taking.
The future is here. The future is here. I am the future.
I am the future.
I am the dream.
Whoa,
I am the nation.
I
future has come.
It's been a great time on I Believe show, but we have to draw the curtains. And right about now, we are coming to a close of this wonderful show. I believe you had a great time on the I Believe show. My name still remains Solomon Adesoya. To enjoy more of our videos, please subscribe to Larenworld TV on YouTube. You can also make your comments and suggestions. We'll be waiting to hear from you. Or follow my Instagram handle at St. Rhymes, SAINTRHYMAS. We love you. Stay positive. God bless you.